Well, we haven't had any goals, but we have had some controversy, Didi. We've had so much use of VAR before. We've had 16 penalty decisions now, 10 of them given and 6 of them not given. Another one of these here today.
Yeah, he made the right call. I've been critical of VAR. This time it worked perfectly well. If you want to be overcritical, I didn't think straight away it's a penalty because I thought Sanchez does get the ball, but the referee sees it different. Gets a sign or a shout from the guys in Moscow to have a look again, and I think there's no doubt that they eventually made the right decision because it's not a foul, it's a fantastic tackle. Sanchez, we know he's very quick, he can be caught. He can be caught out, but he gets back with his pace and makes a fantastic tackle. The only thing we were debating here, should Senegal have competed that the 50-50 the referee gave, because the ball is still in the box, but the ball was given to Colombia, so they came up with the right decision. And this is where it's used perfectly well. And that's what we want to see.
Richard, from a defender's point of view, are you more likely to go, given that you know you have the backup of the VAR, that somebody's going to see correctly? I mean, that's a great tackle there, but it nearly might not have been seen. Yeah, my initial reaction was it was a penalty because of the angle of where he came from to make the tackle. I thought he can't have got the ball without touching the forward, but the tackle's brilliant. It's clean, it's clear, and it's one of those decisions. If that is a penalty, he's got sent off, and Colombia's World Cup hopes are over. So, for the sake of the game, it was brilliant that it worked. But in terms of as a defender, would you do it? I don't know. I think it's still it's really good from a defender's point of view, because tackles like that should be celebrated, because it's an unbelievable tackle. He's worked really hard to get back. He's made the tackle, made it perfectly clear, and they've got the right result out of it. So well done VAR on this occasion. But yeah, for me, they still got open quite easily, and they need to. They were lucky, I suppose, that they got away with it. Yeah, and Kevin, the difficulty there is it's 90 seconds between the time the penalty is given and when he comes back. So, as Richard said, the defender can't even celebrate at that point because he's got 90 seconds of panicking, thinking his World Cup is over.
I'm sure he was pretty certain. He looked convinced. I think Mane, you knew by the way Mane's reaction on the ground, he wasn't really certain that he hadn't been fouled. That's the only argument you can have with VAR is the 90 seconds, the 2 minutes. I think it was 2 minutes. 30 seconds we counted, whatever. The slowing of the game down, that's a 2 minutes and 30 seconds where it could have gone up and down the pitch. Defenders get tired, where the game gets opened up, where everyone with that break gets to rest, regroup, recover. Colombia can get back in shape or whatever and just organise, because they've been opened up there. But you can't argue with that decision, the fact it was the right decision, and it was a man sent off in a penalty, or the right decision, which was well, throwing or whatever the ref did in actually.
I think in terms of time, when it's the right decision, and because that would have had a massive effect on the game and would have changed the whole outlook on it. So if it's 90 seconds, 2 minutes, whatever it is, as long as it's the right decision in the end, I think it's worthwhile. Yeah, OK, well, that's fair enough. Richard, you're going to look at some of the physical Senegal play that we saw today, and we saw a lot of it. Yeah, there's been in this World Cup, a lot of teams just passively defend and show players where to go. These, as soon as you take that first touch, they get stuck in. And yes, they've given away fouls and different, but they tend to be in decent areas where they're not causing themselves too much trouble. I think Colombia, what they want is time and space on the ball to play, but these just hunt and hunt and hunt, and they attack. They got away with that one and nearly broke, but this is what we're talking about. Falcao, he's received the ball, but there's 4 Senegalese players around him. His frustration shows over, he makes the foul, but that's what they've done the whole game. They work so hard, and you look at Mane, and he's a superstar, and the other players that they have, every single one of them is for the team. They all work, they all know their responsibilities, they know their duties, and they stick to them like glue, and they don't look like a team that's ever going to switch off and give away opportunities. They can see what's at the end of it for them, so they just keep going. They listen to what the manager's saying, and so far for them today, it's worked perfectly. Yep.